Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday with the Rosy Pair, which means it is time to continue on with some more WalkMan and Dr. Doomsday. Dr. Doomsday, it's just not possible. The supervillain waved a dismissive metallic hand toward me. Noted. Now, how about we put the second shark tank above the lava pit? Doctor, this would boil the sharks alive, I said, trying to make the insane man listen to reason. This was one of my many mistakes dealing with this client so far. Dr. Doomsday scoffed at me, as only a villain could. Nonsense! The living room would go between them. I paused, trying to wrap my head around the entire concept. So the sharks will be fine because the couch will act as a heat shield for 15 seconds before it finishes burning? Insolent fool! Dr. Doomsday boomed at me. The floor will be glass so the lava can be seen below. The shark tank will be glass as well so it can be seen above. Doctor, glass melts at around 1400 Celsius, and lava is usually around 1200 Celsius. Even if it won't be a liquid, it will be compromised structurally, I said, trying to explain science to a man that had created his own cyborg arms. And then to add a shark tank above this to make it a load-bearing lava pit would add incredible weight and most certainly collapse. The doctor stared at me. Sharks aren't that heavy. No, but the thousands of gallons of salt water is. I rubbed the bridge of my nose, trying to find a way past this conundrum. I failed. Okay, Doc, let's come back to this later. How about this birdcage room? I flipped the large blue page across the desk, moving on to the next room. You specified this needed to be accommodating a bird with a 40-foot wingspan. Yes, for my Quetzalcoatlus Northropy clones, the doctor said absentmindedly. They're estimated to only reach 36 feet across, but I wanted to err on the side of caution. There's not enough land on the property you purchased to build an adequate cage for such an animal, I told him. No, there is. Just make it smaller than the edges here, Dr. Doomsday said, pointing at the far corner of the plot of land. I don't want them to be too comfortable. I plan to use them to murder people, so it would be a good thing if they're a bit angry already. Once again, I must ask you to not tell me about the crimes you plan to commit, I said pleadingly. I could be accountable as an accessory if, no worries, I would break you out of prison. He said it with such a dismissive tone that I briefly considered if I was overreacting about the whole jailed for conspiracy to commit murder thing. Doc, I run a legitimate business. I cannot. Seriously, it's not that big a deal. The doctor interrupted. You could just work for me. I'll have Peggy add you to the payroll. I paused, considering the best way to turn down a job offer from a mass-murdering supervillain. I appreciate the offer, Dr. Doomsday, but I enjoy having my own business. I'm sure you can relate. The doctor chuckled. I do indeed, and I respect that. So back to the lava pit and shark tank room. Do you know how to keep the lava as molten liquid, the room between a nice 72 degrees, the shark tank at about 54 degrees? I want the water to be as much of a shock to my victims as the approaching sharks. I sighed. Doctor, please, I don't want to be an accomplice of murder. Not murder. Revenge! He roared, leaping to his feet and raising his metallic arms above his head. WalkMan's earphones are not waterproof. This oversight shall be his downfall, and I will have my revenge. I held my face in my palm. Doc, now I know the specific guy you want to kill. I need to call my lawyer before you proceed any further. Dr. Doomsday lowered his hands back to his sides. We awkwardly stared at each other for what felt like an eternity, but was probably closer to 10 seconds. Shall I return at the same time next week, then? Dr. Doomsday asked, breaking the silence. Sure, I said, rising and offering my hand to shake. The doctor's metallic hand was surprisingly warm as he took the proffered hand. If your research finds a transparent material that can contain heat, please let me know. We may be able to incorporate that into the more hazardous parts of the project. His eyes flashed with a sudden idea. You know, I might just have something like that. See you next week. Well, now we know what Steve meant in the previous story with him when he was talking about a lava pit in Dr. Doomsday's torture chamber or whatever it was. Also, if you do find a transparent material that can contain heat, please let me know. I would like to know as well for reasons unrelated. Legally, I can't say anything, but, well, it's good information to know. But that's going to be it from me today, guys. If you absolutely love the video, don't forget to like down below. Don't forget to leave a comment telling me what I could do better, what your idea for the story is, or what you would want to do. And don't forget to subscribe and share the video around because we're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We don't have that much time left. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye! I sighed. Doctor, please, I don't want to be an accomplice of murder. I feel like I'm getting an aneurysm just reading this. This man is supposed to be a scientist, and he doesn't seem to understand that, and he's just... Just get through the story. I'm sure there's a reason. There's always a reason.